Hey y'all! Thanks for all the views on the interviews that I've done with the amazing women nomads, giving all of you their excellent advice on how they did it and how you can do it too. And because I'm in a section of travel where I'm not meeting nomads like I might be out in the Southwest, I thought, what if I answered my questions? So that's what this video is going to be about. I'll take the same questions that I came up with for other people and I will answer them myself. Here we go. I knew on August 3rd, 2019 that I was going to be a nomad. Didn't know how, didn't know when, but when I pulled all the threads together from previous periods in my life and joined them to what am I going to do in retirement, that made the most sense and caused this epiphany inside me that lit me up inside. I knew that was what I was going to do. It started with considering, okay, I'd like to explore places that feel like a really good fit for me to be in retirement, but how am I going to do that? Limited vacation time, limited funds to do that exploring, and that was the first layer of epiphany of, oh my gosh, living like a nomad, I can do that. I was a backpacker in high school, and when I was up in the mountains in Wyoming and Colorado, and knew what that felt like to have everything I needed on my back. Oh my God, what freedom. And I've never forgotten that feeling and wanted to reproduce it somehow. And I'm doing that now in my SUV. I used to teach a class, if you've seen a few references to it in past videos, of helping people figure out what they're going to do in retirement, if especially they don't have grandchildren, their identity was fully invested in their job, and now that that's not around anymore, now what? To be a nomad and to be able to travel to different towns and teach that class out of a mom and pop art supply store like I did where I was living in Minneapolis, and find the ones that were a good fit, continue teaching those classes, that was another thread. But the lockdowns kind of took that passion and that inspiration away. What I remember most is the sense of relief that stumbling upon that decision gave me, instead of looking forward to years of not living life the way that I wanted to, and flipping that to knowing this life of adventure and that I get to recreate every day the way that it suits me. That was the way to go. When I first started inhaling videos and trying to decide what kind of rig would work for me, I was naturally drawn to a Prius because of the climate control and because of the reliability and the gas mileage. Those are things that are important to me. I ended up getting a Prius limo, 2 modified vehicles, put into one by somebody who knew what they were doing. I really enjoyed that, but because it was a modified vehicle, I couldn't find people to work on it. And the clearance obviously is an issue, and even more with this vehicle because it was longer with an extra 4 feet built into it. So I ended up trading that back in and getting an SUV. And I really love it because I've discovered that I really enjoy stealth camping. I enjoy the game and making it work for me. So it's a perfect setup for me right now. I can imagine going a little bigger with maybe a Chevy Express kind of vehicle. We'll see what happens. I do enjoy camping on public land. I've discovered that the aridness of the desert really does my body good, and being in the cold and the damp anywhere else, I'm done with that. As I said, I really like stealth camping and being in the city where I can find the kind of food that I want to nourish my body with, taking advantage of my Planet Fitness membership and being able to use those facilities to work out, take a shower, lots of things that feed my soul but it needs to be around 50,000 or less. I don't enjoy large cities anymore. I didn't know when I started that I would enjoy stealth parking that much, and I thought I'd be doing more extended BLM type, up to 14 days camping. And maybe in the future I will, but right now I seem to be spending a lot of my time catching up with people I haven't seen for decades, family and friends. And once that type of travel is over, I'll likely spend a lot more time in the Southwest and on public land. I'm really organized. That's my personality type. So that part has been pretty easy for me to figure out, finding a place for everything and putting everything in its place. Although that last part, sometimes I don't do that as much as I should. And initially, what was challenging was meeting people, because the first year or so of me being on the road, I spent a lot of time helping my dad take care of my mom, and then just being on the road by myself. And I don't like that. That's not how I want to spend my time. So finding ways to volunteer within the Nomad community, especially through HOWA, Homes on Wheels Alliance, and being able to meet people that way, and also eventually becoming a facilitator in their weekly phone calls, virtual caravans they call them, where oldsters and newbies get together and discuss a topic and just support each other in whatever it is that we're going through, as well as celebrating the lifestyle and getting to know other nomads and enjoying that automatic, oh, they get me and I don't have to explain myself kind of thing. Other than that, I can't really think of anything that's been a challenge. I enjoy problem solving and troubleshooting and figuring out how to make things better. Like, that's fun for me. So it's a really good fit. And yes, while things do happen on the road, it's not a matter of if, but when your vehicle's going to need some attention, or you might have a health issue, or whatever it is. You go through that in sticks and bricks too. It's just that you're already in your house and you can move around if you need to and get somewhere if you need to. So it's not really that different. Solar has been a huge learning curve because I didn't really understand electricity, what makes it happen, and all of the vocabulary that goes with it. Started out with a Jackery portable power station that was probably too small for my needs. Not much, but probably too small. And a solar panel that required me to babysit it outside. I quickly learned that I didn't want to spend my time doing that. And after the first year or so, put a permanent panel on the top of my SUV, got a bigger portable power station. I'm reluctant to get a system that's any bigger or involves an inverter and a charge controller and all that, because that just makes more things possible to go wrong, and I just don't want to deal with that. I also choose not to have a fridge because I really don't have any room, and they're really heavy, and it's possible to eat very well without one. I'm also learning about how the seasons affect your ability to get the sun that you need, especially in the winter. So it is an ongoing thing, and if you just take it bit by bit, it gets easier. I guess that's all I could say about it.